Super Retro Force.
What's going on, my fellow Belmonts? It's the Mad Belmont of the Super Retro Force here, and today I'm going to be talking about some games, some horror games, since it is the spooky season after all, that I feel deserve more love, more attention, more people talking about them, because these games, when I played them, are some of what I feel the most underappreciated games, and today, I'm talking about not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 underrated horror games. So, without further ado, let's get right into the list. First game up here is Siren, a survival horror stealth game from 2003, released for the PS2 exclusively, because this is a Sony-developed horror game. This is developed by Project Siren, which was a development team within Sony's Japan studio, and it was published by Sony. And this game, also known as Forbidden Siren on over in the PAL region, for my PAL region folks on over there, Sai, I see you, Sai. But anyway, so Siren, aka Forbidden Siren, is an awesome game. You go through these different missions. That's what the game's set up in. You have these different chapters that you play throughout the entire game, and you have to stealth your way, or you can fight your way through different enemies, and it perfectly captures the look and the feel of Japanese horror. That weird, kind of mysterious, kind of really eerie and creepy atmosphere, and it really just compounds it all into a phenomenal gaming experience on the PS2. And if you ever get a chance to play this game, or Forbidden Siren 2, which was exclusive to the PAL region, but you can find some workarounds to play it, such as emulation. But anyway, also there's Siren Blood Curse on the PS3, which is basically a remake of sorts of this game right here. So you've got a bunch of different ways to experience this series of games here, and I highly recommend it. If you like Japanese horror, this is definitely the game for you, because this captures that look, that feel perfectly. I have seen many a Japanese horror movie in my years of being a horror nerd, and this right here, as you can see from the gameplay that you're seeing on the screen right now, this captures it perfectly. This is Japanese horror in video game form. This is a pure survival horror game. If you like that, you're gonna like this game. Next game up here is Alisa. This is a survival horror game, an indie one by developer Casper Cruz, that initially released on the PC in November 4th of 2020, and it eventually came out in a developer's cut form for all modern platforms. So, this game is awesome. If you like old school Resident Evil, that fixed camera angle with the tank controls and the limited resources, you're gonna love this game. This game is so much fun. I have been playing it. It's actually in my current gaming rotation. I do plan to do a review on this game, and I'm telling you, man, I'm having so much fun with this game. Going through this house and seeing all the different areas of it. And let me tell you, the controls in this game control a lot better than a lot of classic survival horror games with their tank controls do. Okay, so it does tank controls right. It does basically everything right. You have a good atmosphere here. You play as a agent who goes by the name of Alisa, and she's tracking down someone, and she gets pulled down into this mysterious mansion, which is called the Dollhouse. And your objective here is to kind of figure out what's going on. Why are you here? Why are you here in the dollhouse? And all that stuff. So this game is easily one that I think does not get nearly as much love as it deserves from a lot of different... I've seen YouTubers cover it, but I just don't think enough have covered it. This game deserves way more love and attention than it currently gets at the moment. And let me emphasize this. If you love classic Resident Evil, I'm talking like the original Resident Evil trilogy, Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil Zero, that fixed camera angle, limited resource type of Resident Evil, you are going to enjoy this game. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. I'm going to enjoy my time with it that I'm going to spend here pretty soon. And I think you will if you give this game a shot. So please, try this game out. You ain't gonna regret it. Next up is Nightmare Creatures, a survival horror game from Callisto Entertainment that was released for the PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo 64. It was released for the PC and PlayStation in 1997, and it was released for the Nintendo 64 in 1998. So, this game right here is so much fun. It is a game where you go across these different levels that span throughout the entire city of London. And you are fighting every creature you could possibly imagine. Zombies, bats, werewolves, everything in between. And I had so much fun going through this game, exploring the different levels, finding secrets. And in this game, you go through these levels and you kind of hack and slash, or if you find weapons like guns or a grenade or something like that, you can shoot things. But this game is a blast to play. When you sit there, and it'll take a little bit, I will admit, it will take you a little bit to get used to the controls, because they are old school controls. But if you get the time down, right, if you take the time to sit down and actually learn the combat system, you're going to have fun with this game, because you're going to be sitting there doing these really cool combo strings and seeing your character do these crazy backflips and front flips, and you're going to roundhouse kick a werewolf in the face, and it's going to feel so good, okay? So, this game is a whole lot of fun. Its sequel on the PS1 is also a fun time. Fun fact, that sequel also has Rob Zombie music, so if you're a Rob Zombie fan, you're welcome. Anyway, this game and its sequel are some of the best PS1 horror experiences to me. Now, I will say that's mostly with my experience with the first game. I haven't played the second game yet, but if it's anything like the first game, I'm telling you, you're going to have a fun time with both of these games, and especially the first one here on the PlayStation or the Nintendo 64, whichever one you decide to go with. Next up is The Suffering. This is a duology of games on the PS2 and Xbox and PC that you can play in either first person or third person, and you play as a man by the name of Torque. He is a prisoner in the first game, and actually the second game too. And what happens is, this is the story of him basically breaking out of this prison because of supernatural happenings that happen in these games. And this game is one of the more underrated games in horror, in my opinion, because a lot of people, when they think of the PS2 generation, they obviously think of the Resident Evils that came out around that time, like a Code Veronica X, or they think of Silent Hill 2 and 3, or they may think of Rule of Rose, or Haunting Grounds, or, you know, Resident Evil 4. They think of a lot more games than The Suffering most of the time. I hardly ever hear this game get mentioned, and I don't know why. It has an amazing atmosphere. You know, you're in this prison facility in both games, and then eventually in the second game you do explore the whole city of Baltimore. So this game, this series really has incredible creature design, incredible atmosphere, incredible music. I feel that the variety of weapons that you get here in this game are pretty good. Combat feels good. I don't understand why it doesn't have more fans than it does, but I guess whenever you come out in a generation where Resident Evil and Silent Hill are hitting on all fucking cylinders, plus you've got series such as, well, not series, but you got games such as Obscure and expect that on a future episode, and freaking Rule of Rose and games like that, you kind of get overshadowed. I can understand that, especially I think one of the games in this series came out the same year that Resident Evil 4 did on PS2. So yeah, that kind of helps it get overshadowed, but trust me, if you sit down and you give these games a chance, you are going to have fun with them. They give you just enough of the creepy crawlies, but they also give you some fun weapons to play around with, and they have some really cool creature designs. And not to mention, I think the story is actually pretty good in this game too. So if you can, please give The Suffering a look. You will not regret it. Rounding off the list here is one of my personal favorites, and that is Evil Dead Regeneration. I am a massive Evil Dead fan. I love every single one of the movies. I have almost every single one of the movies. I'm literally only at this point missing Evil Dead Rise. That's it. That's the only movie that I don't have. But I do have every single one of them, and I even have the show Ash vs. Evil Dead. So this game from 2005, ladies and gentlemen, is a game that was released on the PC, PS2, and Xbox. It's an action-y hack and slash game, but of course it's Evil Dead, so it's horror themed. And what this game does is it paints a what-if scenario for you. What if the entirety of Army of Darkness never happened? What if at the end of Evil Dead 2, Ash did not get sent back to medieval times and instead was stuck here in the present? And I'm telling you, the way that Cranky Pants Games went and just theory crafted a scenario for us was phenomenal. This is really clever writing, really clever storytelling, and it does it in a way that makes it an awesome game as well. Like, it really tells the story through the game as well. And so, yeah, this game, so much fun. The gameplay is, okay, so you have your chainsaw hand with Ash, and you also have your boomstick. And so, what you can do is you can sit there and hack and slash deadites with the freaking chainsaw hand, and then you go and you can swap to the boomstick and just put some vitamin lead right to their head and finish them off. So you can do like a 3 to 4 hit combo and then pow pow with the freaking boomstick and finish them off. And like I said, the writing is really witty in here. There are really funny moments throughout this entire game. The dialogue is great. There are some really cool creature designs in here. They have some really cool dead-eyed designs. There are some really cool level designs in here. So I know that movie tie-in games usually get a bad rap, and there are some movie tie-in games out there where I kinda, get that. I kinda get it, right? I get why they have such a bad reputation, but this is one of the good ones. I'm telling you, if you go and play this game, whether it be through emulation or actually going and tracking a copy down for yourself and playing it on a PS2 or an Xbox or your PC, I'm telling you, you're gonna have so much fun with this game. It's not even funny. This game is a treat, and I hope that all of you that are watching this video will indulge in said treat. So those are 5 games that I feel are the most underrated horror games. What do you think about my list? Do you agree with it? Do you not? Did I miss anything? Let me know all of that down in the comment section down below. I'd love to discuss it with you. And hey, if I get enough suggestions for things that I missed, we might be doing a part 2 of this. But anyway, with that being said, that's going to do it for the video. I hope y'all liked it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like down below. It would really help me out a lot. Also, like I was saying in the intro, I am a part of a team called the Super Retro Force. So if you want more gaming content, especially more retro gaming content, go on over there. We got a bunch of different series that we're working on over there. And I also do plan to do more reviews on over there on that channel. So if you want more gaming content, be sure to check that out. It's down there in the description below. Our Discord, where you can hang out with all of us outside of YouTube, is also down there. And a bunch of my teammates also have individual channels like myself. So if you want to check us out, all of that is right down below. All right. And with that being said, have fun on the hunt, my fellow Belmonts. I'll see you in the next video. And peace out.